Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Javier, aka King Javo, and I'm back with another video doing the APF rosters. Yep. Still pushing. Figured I'd get a quick little quarter in here before I hit the sack tonight. Yeah, so this one's going to be the Jaguars against the Dolphins at Miami. So I haven't made any changes to these. I'm just testing them out. So, I'm getting some feedback from you guys who are watching, and I appreciate that. So keep it coming. Keep your comments coming, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Try to get some gameplay going here. This game's still the best. Still is the best in my opinion. So while I'm playing this game, I figured might as well just talk about some things that are going on in the community. For those of you guys who watched the Hollywood Sports video he did recently, he did a video on, if you didn't watch it, he did a video basically talking about the community, people who say they're part of the sim community, and how we should be acting as community members. If you're gonna be part of the community, his thing was, if you're gonna be part of the community and you are speaking on behalf of the community, then you should act professional. You should hang up the curse words. Try to keep yourself as politically correct as possible, and I think he's got a good point. I don't think it's a deal breaker in terms of the options that we have. Big companies out there who are making games, they know the audience. I mean, these guys are these people are very well read. I mean, they've researched the markets, they've done their profiling, they've segmented the demographics. They know exactly who they're marketing to, and believe me, they're not marketing to professionals here. I mean, in some cases they are, but they're not marketing to people that are the smartest people in the world at times. I mean, and that's not a dig to to the sim community, but what it is, it's the reality of where we are. The younger generation typically are the ones that play these games, and the older guys out there in the community, they obviously they play still, but they have responsibilities. They have families. Guys like myself, full-time jobs, career, family, etc. And we don't make up the majority of the market, unfortunately. And you can tell by the numbers. I mean, Madden sells what it sells, I think, because of the masses, and the masses are casuals, younger people who don't know any better. But the sim community guys are the guys that have less time to just waste. They're a little bit more careful with their money. They may have more income at their disposal, but they're also, like guys like me. I'm smart I try to be smart with what I do. And when it comes to spending money, I have no problem supporting. I mean, I'm the first one in line when it comes to supporting all these companies. And I think you guys should support. I've made videos about that already. I think everyone out there in the community should be supporting. I need to take a look at my sliders real quick. Okay. I think everybody out there in the community should be supporting these indie games. Any game, any genre that you care about, that you want to improve, especially one like football, where we have a very It's a drought, man. We only have one football game that comes out each year, and you know we need to support these games. And I totally agree with what he was saying about these guys need support now. You know. Oh no. Get him. Wow. Okay. He pulls his pants down. But Devontae Parker? Man, that was a nice play.
Number 17 throws right past the coverage and into his receiver's hands. Nice throw. He gets the touchdown off.
Nice play there.
What a player.
Yeah, so you know, it was a good video. My thoughts, like I'm saying, is, you know, the sim community. I agree that everybody should be more professional. I mean, even guys. I mean, it's not just about cursing, like I put in the comment. It's about, you know, if you want to represent, and you want to make sure that your image and your reputation is respected and is at the highest level possible, and you really want to, you know, gain the approval of companies that are out there, then yeah, you know, you want to be professional. And I think it's always better to side on that side. You know, you want to side on the side of caution. You know, and security. You want to be smart, you know, and be conservative with what you do. You know, you're not going to be taken seriously if you're just sitting there acting foolish. It's just not going to happen. You know, and what I was trying to put in my comment was, it's not just about the curse words. It's also about sitting there talking in slang. You know, a lot of these guys who are out in the community, they talk like they're on the street, you know, and there's no way they talk like that at their jobs. And they may not be cursing, but I think if you're going to act professional, you need to speak professionally, you know. If you want to throw in some slang and you want to throw in some street talk, that's fine. But that, to me, that's not being professional. It's not as bad as cursing, I give them that. But it's also not something that you should be doing if you really want to make an impression. And if you haven't, like I said in one of my previous videos, if you have an agenda, if you're someone out there who's trying to network with these companies and you really want to find opportunity and improve your chances to be able to make it and network with these people, then yeah, you need to be the kind of person that is making sure that everything you do is at a level where if it's scrutinized by others, they are impressed with you. You don't want to leave any chance for someone to feel that you're weak or you have any level of incompetency or you're not somebody that brings value to the table. You want to be professional. Like when you go to an interview, you know, you want to give your best and provide, you know, your absolute best to these people. But in terms of the community, if you don't have an agenda, if you don't see yourself, you know, becoming part of these companies or a tester or an advertiser, marketer for these companies, you know, through social media, then, man, those block kicks are a little bit too aggressive. So I don't know. I've seen that a few times. Not sure if that's something that I'll have to tweak somehow, but I've seen that a couple times in a few games. So have to keep an eye on that. But you know, it goes down to, you know, it reminds me of Kobe Bryant and Tim Duncan. You know, a lot of people are comparing their two careers right now because they kind of started around the same time and they ended around the same time. But you know, it's flash versus boringness, right? you want to be try to be cool, you want to try to be flashy, then sometimes people, they try to act like they're tough, gangsters, whatever, cool guys, curse. You know, that's just how people are. You know, if you want to act cool, then you almost sometimes get caught up in acting foolish. But if you want to act professional and you want to act like someone who, you know, who really is trying to become, you know, show off their intelligence and their knowledge, then, you know, it's a little bit boring. You know, it's not as it's not a shock factor. It's not a fun thing to sit there and watch or listen to. But you know, you got to understand also that the majority of the community, the gaming community, these people are kids, man. They're young adults. They're still, you know, having fun with their friends, going out, partying. They don't really care about their image or their perception. They just want to have a good time, and they're also rebellious. You know, they're trying to be outcasts or people that, you know, make noise and are heard and be different. So, you know, it's only natural. And these companies that are selling these games, they know exactly who they're selling to. And believe me, they're not taking stock and they're not being frazzled by people who act immature. Okay, um, they're just not. They know exactly who they're talking to and who they're dealing with. And for companies out there who are trying to make a game, you know, who are thinking about making a game, if you don't make a game because you hear somebody cursing, I mean, I think that's just, you haven't done your homework. You know, you should expect people to be cursing, people to be acting ignorant, because you're talking about kids, irresponsible people. You know, I'm not saying every kid's irresponsible, but what I'm saying is that you gotta take it with a, you know, a grain of salt. You know, you gotta understand who you're dealing with. You know, you're not marketing to CEOs. That's not your target customer. Okay. So with that said, is it better to represent yourself as professional as possible? Yes. Is it hurting our chances for a game? I really don't think so. And that's because, like I mentioned earlier, they're expecting you to act this way. You may not get an interview. You may not get special exclusive, you know, exclusive rights to these people's studios or access to their, you know, to their personal cell phones, but you're going to, if you have, it all comes down to numbers. I mean, if these guys see that you have the numbers and they want to throw you a bone, throw you a free game, throw you, you know, a trip to EA Play, whatever it might be, they're probably going to do that. I mean, as long as you're not going totally off the chain and you're not acting so crazy that they can't do it, then, or definitely not talking negative about their game. If you talk negative about their game, they're probably not going to be the first ones in line to send you free stuff. Which I think is wrong. I think if you have a good product, you should stand by it. And if you have negative people talking, then you know what? But they're not going to sit there and advertise with people that are not going to be advertising positively towards their product. So I get that. But what they're going to do is they're going to go after the numbers. And as long as you're not at a level where you're cursing nonstop and you're totally unprofessional, I get that. They're probably not going to go for you. But if that's not in your cards to if you're not looking for that benefit, then I say curse all you want. I don't agree with it. I don't think, you know, it's good for the next generation to listen to. You know, there are kids that listen to YouTube. I don't agree with it. You know, but at the same time, you have freedom of speech. You guys can do whatever you guys want to do. And I don't think it's hurting us as a community. I don't think it's hurting our chances to get a game. Let's put it that way. But if you want to represent the community, and you want to be able to put your best foot forward and support the movement and the community, whatever you see that as being. You know, that's, if the movement for you is to support Madden and there's small improvements or whatever you want to do, that's fine. If the movement is to make older games better, like All Pro Football, you know, if you like playing Fever, BackBreaker, ESPN, shoot, even if you like playing Madden, you know, the old Madden, Madden 05, Madden 04, if that's what you like, then that might be your movement, you know? Might be what you consider to be your sim movement. But whatever you do, I'm the kind of person that's I'm as real as I can be. I don't play politics very well. Sometimes that hurts you in life, but you know, I'm very, me personally, I'm the kind of guy who speaks my mind, and you know, I understand when I have to be smart about what I say, but I enjoy the fact that I enjoy the freedom of being able to say what I want, and I think that people who stand for something are better than people that fall for anything, you know. And if you're going to be a leader in this world, you have to give. I think you have to be true to yourself, and you have to be able to express your feelings on how you feel about certain certain topics or certain movements or whatever. I mean, you can't just go with the flow. And if you don't want to act professional while you do it, then don't. I mean, so I said enough about that, but I think that I'll end here. What I'm trying to say is that I think it's a good idea and good advice to act professional, but I don't think it's going to hurt the chances of us getting the game we want if you don't act professional. These people know what they're dealing with. They know who they're marketing towards. They know who their customers are, and they know they're not selling to CEOs. So I'll leave it at that. As far as the support, like I mentioned earlier, I agree. You know, everyone should support as much as you can if you want to get a better game. But I also understand that people have budgets. They don't have the disposable income to just throw at games, you know, or at companies that have an idea for a game. You know, everybody out there, including myself, wants to quit their day job. People like me want to quit our day jobs and just start building a simulation football game. I'd love to be able to get the opportunity to do that. But you know, the reality of it is that I don't know why I threw it backwards. I didn't mean to do that there. Whoops. The reality of it is that that's a dream, you know? To say you're going to start building like the immaculate football company, this gaming company that claims they're going to be making a college football game. You know, I'm all for the idea. I think it's a great, wonderful idea to try and create and develop a football game for college football, you know? I think it's now that's what you call a run. I'm sorry. Madden, you know, I don't know if they're going to have these kind of moves, but this to me was a stick skill spin move that I can actually feel good about. You know, I mean, he got shook. And that's not easy to do in this game. I'm going to go ahead and replay that. Sorry for the guys who hate replays, but I mean, that's a beautiful move right there, man. He just got toasted. Just get off of me. You know, I'll go ahead and run that in full motion there. That was nice. I don't get to do that very often, so that was cool. So, you know, everybody wants to have that dream, you know, and I give props to the guys out there that are doing it. You know, like Kyle Anderson, you know, I think that that he's taking a lot of slack, and he's almost being maybe too transparent with us, because people don't have patience for in progress prototype basic games. They can't see the end, the forest through the trees. They can't see the end goal. They look at the resources that are being applied. They look at the lack of certain resources or funding or whatever you want to call it, or big name companies and or licenses. And people want instant gratification. They want the product to be in their lap without any effort, like it used to be. And unfortunately, this whole NFL license thing and the problems with the lawsuits with the NCAA, everybody's scared to make a game. They're either scared, they're worried that they're not going to be able to make any money, and it's a shame, man. It's a sad story. It really is, but it's also business, in corporate America. And when the government doesn't step in and try to regulate things, then we're stuck with monopolies like we have. We're stuck with this major issue we're dealing with. So you have these indie companies or these indie guys that are trying to find a solution for us, right? And I give them all the credit in the world, because it takes a lot of courage, guts, and heart to do what these guys are doing. I mean, I'm trying to build a roster. I'm trying to build a lousy roster, and I've done work. You guys who follow me, I've made editors. I've put in some work, some dev work, but that's not nearly as much. That's not even a fraction of what it takes to really build a football game. It's such a monumental task. I mean, Madden has millions upon millions of dollars invested in making a game, and they can't even get it right. So it's a monumental task. The tools that are out there for developers are getting more and more robust, making it a lot easier to develop a game. But the art of football, to translate football into a video game, is such a difficult task, guys, and I've played around. I mean, I've even done some things to try to make a mobile game, and it's just, and I can do a mobile game. It's not going to be anything crazy, but I can finish that. It's just a matter of time and resources. But to build a real football game, let alone a simulation football game that is better than Madden, which has an endless amount of resources, it is wildly difficult to do. So I give props to anybody out there who's trying to do this. Cal Anderson's one of them. Danny Jugan with Access Football is another one. The Canuck guys who are making the Canadian football game is another one. And the Immaculate guys who claim they want to make, an NCAA game, no discredit to them, but, they're trying to get support, and I totally think it's fair. If you need funding to get started, hopefully people will fund your project. But unfortunately, this is the problem that I have, and I'll end with this. People didn't support BackBreaker, and BackBreaker didn't ask for $1. I'm gonna have to pause this for a second. BackBreaker didn't ask for $1 from anybody to build the game that they built. These guys built an AI for the most part. That they took this engine that they built, okay, the Euphoria engine. They built this out in Europe, in I can't remember the name now, but the CEO of the company, He built this while he was either going to school or as part of a university out there, but he had this engine, okay, that was trying to recreate the physical aspects of how people walk, okay, people move, and all the bone structures and the physics involved in that. And I mean, it's just, he took this engine, he applied it to a football game they never even made before, okay? And these guys developed for years with God knows whose money and what investors. They built a game that was just light years ahead of the competition in terms of organic, non-scripted gameplay. Okay, the game wasn't perfect. It didn't have the license. It had a great editor. Okay, that you could build anything with for the most part, but it had limitations. It wasn't a full-fledged product. But even these guys, these guys came out and put out a game. This is just one example. APF is the other one, by the way, which I'm playing right now. APF had such a huge potential, and same thing with BackBreaker. And these companies actually came out with games. They actually put it on disc. They had publishers. They had marketing, advertising expenses. And these guys fell flat on their faces. Why? Because the community, the casuals, nobody supported the game. Okay? So to sit here and say that these games are going to get supported and not have anything to show but a Kickstarter, or not have the resources that they need to build a game, I'm not saying don't try. I think that's why I say I commend anybody who's trying. But if these big companies can't do it, it just shows, what it shows to me is the support that we really have as a community. How in the hell do you think you're going to get support for an NCAA game when you don't even have anything to show? And these companies, these big companies like 2K, okay? These guys can't even get a game to be profitable. And this game is the best gameplay we have, in my opinion. The one I'm playing right now on the screen, guys. Yes, was it perfect? No. Did it have the full features we wanted? No. But this game is great in a lot of ways. And it didn't get the support it needed. And so I think that as a community, the message that needs to be sent, if you want to curse, go ahead and curse. Do what you want. It's your life. If people in your life, people that if people see those videos and you're okay with that image, that's on you. I don't advise it, but that's on you, and I respect that. You want to talk like a gangster and think you're all badass like you're on the street, go ahead and talk like that. Whatever you want to do. What I think is important before any of that is support. Okay? Support. But support the right thing. That's my thing. Throwing money at somebody who's just making a game in their garage, and it may or may not become something, or it's such an early stage that we don't even see anything. It's hard to get support for that. And I don't think that people in today's economy have that kind of money to just throw around. So if you don't want to support these games because there's nothing to show for it yet, I understand. I don't blame you. A lot of these companies are so far from where they need to be. A lot of these indie devs are so far from where they need to be that this money may not even do anything for them. It may just be a little bit of a ego boost. It may get them some money in their pocket, and they may feel like they're able to move towards completing a game or making something. And I say do it. I say support. But I also think that what we need to do is when a company comes out, and I don't care who it is, it could be a dev, but when a company actually delivers something that's usable, that has promise, that shows potential, like APF did, like BackBreaker did, that's when you put your money down. No matter how much money you have, go get a credit card. I don't care. Go get a student loan. Go ask your parents. Go save your money. Go work. Go cut some lawns. Whatever you got to. You throw as much money as you can at these companies because those are our only chances, our closest chances, I should say, to getting what we want. That's when you support. Okay? That's when there's no excuse to not support. If you want to support these other companies that I mentioned, these indie guys, go ahead and do it. I don't know if it's going to make a difference personally. I don't know if it's going to help, to get us what we really want, because of the magnitude at which they need to reach in order to get to what we want. If any of those guys could make a game that make the same game I'm playing right now, or BackBreaker, it would be, what's the word? It would be a tremendous accomplishment. It would be such an accomplishment that I would almost faint if I saw it. That's how difficult it is to make what these guys made here. This game is the best gameplay. Okay, and this company's threw millions of dollars at it. Okay, with people that are highly skilled, who've been doing this for years. Okay, so all I have to say is, if you guys want a football experience, a simulation football experience, and I know this video is going on for long, but you know what? I had to do it. So if you watched it, great. If you didn't, hopefully tell people that you watched 5 minutes and to watch the rest for you. I don't know. But the bottom line is, if you guys want, this is my thing, if you want a better option than what we get with Madden, if you're not happy with Madden and you want a better experience, don't buy Madden. Okay? Try to break up the monopoly. Show your support by not supporting. Okay? The guys who want to sit there and support Madden and then also give money to these indie devs, you're fighting two battles that you're not going to win. And we may not be able to put a dent into Madden's revenue because we're a small community. But the more videos we show, the more tweets we put out there, and not about just, you could say whatever you want. It could be constructive criticism. Madden, you don't need to sit there and curse out Madden and be, oh, Madden's horrible all day. You do what you want to do, but, you could say it in so many ways. But the point is that we need people to stand up for their rights, and if you're going to tweet something and you don't like where we are with simulation football and you're not a fan of what Madden's been giving us for this last over decade, okay, and you want the NFL, or you want NCAA or arena football or whatever it is that you want, you should be putting videos out. You should be tweeting. I'm not seeing hardly any videos anymore about APF or BackBreaker or any of these older games like ESPN 2K5. I haven't seen them. I don't know where they are. That's part of the reason why I started doing this, because I feel like the community, maybe because these games are getting too old and nobody wants to, they've moved on. I don't know. But I think the best thing that you could do is to share your voice. Put more videos out. Tell people how you feel about where we are with, simulation gaming. Put out your videos about Madden and why you don't like it. Put a video saying you don't like monopolies. Put a video saying you love access football. Whatever it is. Put more videos out there, guys. And for anybody out there trying to make a YouTube channel and they don't know how, start with your phone. Grab your phone. Everybody's got a cell phone these days. Grab your cell phone, put the camera on you, and record it. Okay? But I think what we need to do is show support in terms of your voice before anything. And If any type of game comes out, I encourage you to support them. But if a legitimate big time company like a 2K, you know, Euphoria, those guys come out with a game like BackBreaker, somebody comes out with a game like BackBreaker or APF, you better support it as best as you can. You know? I'm just saying, you know, it's okay to be choosy with who you support, and I get that. But when somebody comes out that has a chance, I mean, think about where we'd be with BackBreaker. If we had BackBreaker 2, BackBreaker 3, BackBreaker 4, I mean, God only knows where we would be. APF, imagine where APF would be, for crying out loud. Oh my God, it just makes me sick that we didn't support this game. You know? And maybe a lot of the sim community did, and we're such small numbers that we didn't make a dent. But where are the videos? Where are all the videos telling people that are casuals this is the game to get? You know? Keep them up, guys. Keep up those videos. I'm going to end here. It's getting late. I kind of went on way longer than I wanted to. But, you know, it just upsets me that we're not at a better place. And I think we have a voice, and we need to express ourselves the right way. You know? And, you know, shout out to Hollywood Sports. I respect what he said. I agree with a lot of what he said. But I also think there's a lot more to it. And, you know, everybody out there has a vote. You know, just like when you're voting for the president. You have a voice. You have a say. You control and you show with your money, with your dollars. Okay? You're not happy with Madden? Don't buy it. I'm telling you, don't buy it. I'm not telling you to not buy it. Buy it if you want to, but I'm saying if you are not happy with Madden and you want a better game, show it with your actions and do not support the game that... Oh man, that was a ridiculous interception, but he's silver. That's my biggest advice for anybody out there. Curse all you want. You know, curse all you want. You may not get a free game. You may not get a free trip. You may not get some interviews. You may offend people. You want to take a stand? Stand with your dollars. Stand by supporting the ones that you want to support. Stand by not supporting the ones that you want to prove a point to. I had a goal will be to break up Madden. Break up that monopoly, guys. Let's break up the monopoly. You know, stop watching NFL football. I don't know. You know, it's not just EA, it's the NFL too. Break it all up with your dollars. And then, only then, when you send that message with your money, and it actually hits their bottom dollar, and these executives have to go in and report their earnings year over year, quarter over quarter, game over game. Okay? They're going to be lost for words because they won't be able to justify why the numbers went down. And the only way they'll be able to justify it is with a better product. You know? And not just these little things, you know, that they claim they do. I'm talking about pulling the plug on the whole thing, revamping it, cutting the license, something drastic that has to happen, you know, for us to get what we really want. So show your true feelings and show what you really want with your dollars, guys. It's all a business. These guys want money. They want your money. They don't care about you. They don't care about a lot of the employees. They just want them to make them money. It's a business. It's corporate America. It's how America was built. Okay? So I know I went on. It's a long video. I'm going to finish this last drive, try to get some gameplay in. And you know, I'm not upset. I'm not angry. I'm appreciative for what we have, like I've mentioned in my videos. I've actually been felt fortunate enough to have what we have here, man. I'm playing a great game here, you know? And yeah, the logos aren't perfect, and the uniforms aren't perfect, and the graphics aren't next gen, and we don't have a franchise mode, and there are a lot of things about it that could be better. But when you're on the field and you're playing this game, man, it just makes me feel great. It just makes me feel great, you know. And there are so many games we can play: BackBreaker, NFL Fever, ESPN 2K4, 2K5, the old Maddens if you want to. You know, there's so many different games you can play that still have fun factor to them, you know. And there are ways that you can make your own rosters, or things that you can do to make, you know, to make the experience more, you know, current than what it is. And there's opportunity, you know, and that's what we're lucky as a community. Oh my God, I just did that right to him. You know, as a community, we're lucky to at least have those games, and we need to learn our lesson and support these games. All right, guys, I'm out. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I went on a rant. If you like the video, hit like. If you don't like it, hit dislike. Hit the thumbs down. I want to see people that don't like what I'm saying here. I want to see you guys who don't want to support, who don't agree, who love Madden and think it's what the best product in the world. I want to see you guys dislike this video, okay? Until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try to keep making these rosters. It's a lot of work. And yeah, shout out to the entire community, everybody out there. Keep up the good work. I want to see more videos, man. I encourage everybody out there, if you don't have a YouTube channel, get a YouTube channel, get a Twitter account, post your comments, express yourself, put your voice out there, and share what you really want. Okay? All right, guys, until next time, I'm out. Peace.